You're listening to Homeschool Unrefined. I'm Maren.
And I'm Angela. Let's encourage each other, laugh, and get real about homeschool.
Welcome to the podcast where we keep homeschool simple, real, and fun. You've got episode 64, where we need a reset.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and giving us your time and coming to listen to our podcast. We are so grateful. And we love connecting with you and seeing you on social media. And we love when people send us messages. So thank you if you've done that already. We really enjoy it. We love getting to know you better. And so if you have not connected with us yet and you're out there, we would love to hear from you.
Yes, and we have been growing, and that is such good news, mainly because I feel like this culture of homeschool that we are trying, to grow really is growing, and that's so exciting.
It is.
So be sure to, tell a friend or any homeschooler who may just need some encouragement and feel like they're doing a great job right where they're at. We're here for you.
Yep. Yeah, so Maren, we watched the Oscars on Sunday.
Yes.
And you and I haven't talked about it yet. You did text me and said, "What'd you think?" And I didn't reply.
You didn't. I know.
Sorry.
You know what I figured when I texted you that? I thought, that is a really big text.
Yeah.
Why did I text you?
More of a Vox.
It's more of a Vox situation.
You know what I thought? I was like, why? What does she think? Like, does she want me to say, did she think it was like really bad or really good?
And what if you said, it was awesome?
I know. And you were like,
what?
Really? I felt like there was a right answer. That's terrible.
There's no right answer.
I know. Yeah. So did you get to watch the whole thing? Or
I didn't. I was in and out most of the time. I always have good intentions.
Yep.
But my kids are still at the age where we just can't just sit down and watch the Oscars for 3 hours. We're just not there.
Yeah.
And, my oldest was into it. She wanted to watch the whole thing with me, which is really awesome. She stayed up and watched till almost the end.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Give me a glimpse of what could be.
Yeah. Yeah. My girls both stayed up with me too until the end, which was exciting. My son made it most of the way and then he was tired and went to bed. Jeremy and my youngest went to bed.
Yeah.
But it was just fun. I don't know. I like these big events where, everybody's watching, like, the Olympics or whatever, award shows or the Super Bowl. I don't know. It's just
everybody comes together.
Everybody comes together and watches it. And so I felt like my kids are old enough and I want them to see, I just want them to see like movies and good art, and I want them to appreciate that. And so, so we watched the whole thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what did you think of it?
Well,
no right answers.
I know. I thought it was great. You
did?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I did too. I thought it was awesome.
I mean, I didn't think it was like, I didn't think there were any like really huge moments that made it.
Sometimes there
are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I just thought overall it was really well done. And I felt like because I had seen a handful of the movies.
Yes.
That I
Me too. I'm really glad we went to see I, Tanya.
Oh, yeah.
And what else did we see
Lady
together?
Bird?
Yeah. Even though they didn't win.
They didn't win. I was kind of rooting for Lady Bird a little bit.
Me too. But even the fact, just because I had seen it, I just felt more invested in the show.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
I loved the set. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Oscars.
Sorry. Back to the Oscars. Yep.
Okay.
Loved the set. I think Jimmy Kimmel did a good job.
Yep.
He was concise. He didn't spend too much time talking.
I thought he was,
but it was
like,
also
comfortably funny or witty. He was just didn't really offend anybody. I don't think. I don't know. I didn't watch that.
It may have been one of those years where they're like, okay, we got to just tone it down a little bit. We've put it on strong for so long. Let's just.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
I was really excited to see Frances McDormand win.
Yes.
Even though I know the movie was, a lot of people didn't like it. I actually liked it.
You saw that one. 3 billboards.
3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah.
I actually liked the movie.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. It was a good movie. It was slow moving.
Yeah.
So that was probably its downfall. But I thought it was great. I thought it was a good movie.
I want to see that one for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you the night before the Oscars, we watched Get Out.
That's the one after watching the Oscars,
Yeah.
I thought that's my next movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think it
It is.
deserved it.
So did you watch
Did
that
it-
with Jeremy or?
Yeah, Jeremy and I did.
Okay, I was going to
here's
say,
the
I don't think it's a kid. it's
No,
not for kids.
no, not a kid movie. Here's the thing about it. This is the reason I picked it.
Mhm.
It's short. It's like an hour and
Yeah.
a half.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So it's really doable. But and then I was intrigued because it said like drama. I think it said comedy too and horror. And I was like,
Isn't
horror?
it? I think it's like this new genre. Nobody's ever done
Yeah.
a movie like this before.
That part made it fascinating. I've never seen a well done horror. And it wasn't even like what you think of as horror. It wasn't
Because
that.
I do not like horror.
No, I don't either. So this was
Okay.
just like I was able to tolerate it and I appreciate it and I really liked it. And it was the message, or there were a lot of themes that were very relevant to today.
Oh,
So do you even know what
I'm
it's
so
about?
excited. Yeah, well,
A
just
little
a
bit.
tiny bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just seen a few.
Yeah. So,
Thanks.
and the acting was really good.
Good.
The main actor
And
was
obviously the writing must have been good because but the writer won.
Jordan Peele.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, director. Didn't he win for director or writing? I don't remember.
Screenplay.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't win for director. You're right. He won for
Mhm.
screenplay. Yeah, it was very good. Very well done.
I can't wait. I was rooting for him just because I think he's funny.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
haven't
funny
seen
guy.
him before this.
He and Peele.
Where-
You should watch him.
on
On
what?
Netflix, they have a show called He and His Writing Buddy.
Oh.
They have a show called Key and Peele.
Oh, never heard
And
of it.
it's comedy sketches. It's very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have
Super funny.
to watch that. I did see he was on Super Soul Sunday.
Oh, yes.
So
and I know
wanna watch
Oprah
that. I
was
wanna
rooting
listen to
for
that.
him.
Okay.
I don't know if did you see it? Did you look at any of the live tweets during the show?
Not from Oprah.
Oh, well. Are you following Oprah?
On Twitter? I don't really do Twitter too much.
I don't either, except during award shows. It's the only time I
Actually,
do it.
Homeschool Unrefined is getting on Twitter. We just so
Plug.
so we are gonna learn Twitter. No, our episodes are going on Twitter starting next
Heard
week.
it here. Yeah, I know.
Starting next week.
So
This
we need to
episode,
figure
this
out Twitter.
episode right now is going on Twitter. Hello,
Lord
Twitter
help us.
audience.
Okay, you heard it here. We are figuring out Twitter.
I wonder if there's like a beginner's guide to Twitter. There probably is.
Somebody DM us on Instagram because we know Instagram.
Don't
And
DM
tell
us on
us how to
Twitter.
do Twitter. That would be so great.
I follow people. Like I've gone on and followed people. Like on my own personal account.
Okay, I have to tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
I have tweeted one thing, and it was by accident. And here's what I read this article or something about how. Well, okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit. My husband uses Twitter a lot to ask questions to a company. Like,
he tweets at them.
He tweets it's like a private tweet or something.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
like he'll ask a restaurant, "Are you guys? What's up with your? What's going on here? Are you opening up sometime in this area?" I don't know. You can ask any company anything on Twitter because
Wow.
that's where a lot of times they answer questions.
Okay.
Anyway, so we were having issues with I think it was our internet. I think it was our internet.
I think I know where this is going.
And what I had heard was you just do, when you post something, if you just post their handle
yeah.
first, if that's the first thing that's on your post,
Uh-huh.
it's a direct message to them. It's like a private message.
Oh.
So I did that to like Comcast, and I was I don't want to say it was a rude comment, but it was a like it was this comment like, "Hey Comcast, I haven't had internet for 24 hours. When are you coming out to our neighborhood to fix this?" I'm pretty sure I didn't do it right. And that was my one tweet. Public.
I'm gonna go to your page and check that. Did you erase it?
I don't know how to erase it.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay, I'm really trying hard not to laugh because I don't want to be annoying. That is funny.
Yeah.
I felt bad because when I first I set up the homeschool unrefined Twitter.
Wait, we already had it under.
I know. I set it up
too.
like a year ago, and we never used it. But I accidentally liked something or hearted something as I was scrolling by on that account or something, and then I was like, no. And it was something not even related to anything. Like I didn't want to heart it.
Oh, was it inappropriate?
No, I don't know. It
well,
was just random. And since I don't know Twitter, I'm like, where is this showing up?
Yeah. How do I find out, and how do I unheart something? Oh, we gotta get our Twitter game.
We're learning
together.
it. We're learning it fast
We're
because.
getting there.
So if you're on Twitter, I think you can just listen to our episode right on Twitter. It's gonna show up as maybe it'll be a link. I don't even know. I just know it's gonna happen, kind of like Facebook.
Send us a tweet.
We might not read it.
We'll see.
Oh well, I'm actually glad because I feel like I need to get with it. You know, like
I do too.
I need to get
Come
with it. And otherwise, I'm just gonna fall further and further behind. So
I'd personally like to connect more with the millennial generation,
yeah,
and that's the way to do it, right?
I've
Well,
heard.
that's one way.
I've heard.
So I've heard. All right,
Okay,
let's move on to our topic,
yeah,
where we need a reset.
yeah.
And this came about because we both need resets.
Oh yeah.
And we've had in the past, actually, we've had this idea for a long time.
Yeah.
Because we've needed a reset several times. I mean,
Yeah.
we need resets a lot.
Yes, yep. But it's for some reason right now is when I'm in the thick of, I don't know, I'm just needing a change or something.
Right.
And I don't know if it's winter is getting long. I don't know if like we aren't
It's a
getting
big part of
outside
it.
very much. I don't know
Yep.
if it's just because we've been into the school year now for many months. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's like individually what my kids are doing or what I'm doing or I mean, I'm sure it's all of it combined, but
Oh, I think it is. I think it's huge.
yeah.
I think everybody, I mean, I often think it's because of our weather, but then I see other homeschool
Oh,
parents
yeah.
who are in great weather, beautiful weather. They're out all the time and getting lots of sun, and they're feeling this way too. So
Oh yeah.
I think it's more universal than just our weather. But
Right.
I know that's got to be part of it.
It's
For
gotta
me,
be.
it is.
It's got to be.
Spending
Yeah.
a week, I'll tell you, spending a week in Arizona a month ago,
Yep.
I came back completely I feel like I had a different outlook on life after
Yep.
that.
Yep. You're like, I
And
can handle it. I can get
yes.
through now.
So, and I don't know if that was the sun. I think
Yeah.
it was partly being in the sun a lot, and then partly just changing up the routine. And that is part of a reset too. So
Yeah.
just changing up the routine.
Right.
So Angela, how do you know you need a reset? I mean, you're in one right. You're kind of feeling that right now.
feeling
How
that
do you
right
know?
now. Well, I would say you're tired, weary,
Yeah.
bored, on edge with maybe other people in your life or yourself.
Yes.
If you're thinking about sending your kids to school.
yes. Time for a reset.
Which, yeah. And I mean, you can be thinking about sending your kids to school and not be needing a reset. Not everybody
That
who
is
thinks
true.
about sending their kids to school needs a reset. But I think most homeschoolers know that feeling when you're like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I need to send my kids to school.
This is all too much. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those things, if you're feeling any of those things or more, I don't know if you have more ideas, Maren, but
Mhm. I just think for me, I feel sluggish and
Yeah.
unmotivated.
oh yeah.
Unmotivated and not excited about anything.
Yeah.
And
Right.
probably overwhelmed too,
Right.
which is, yeah.
And I think when I first started homeschooling and I would feel that way, I
Mhm.
thought, well, maybe that means I shouldn't be homeschooling.
Yep.
But now that I've been doing it a long time, I know, and I can recognize, oh, this is just what happens.
Right. And it's not something you have to live in
Right.
forever. This is not the place where you stay.
Right. Right.
You don't have to.
Right.
Yeah. And I think a lot of parents, from what I hear, I mean, even just in homeschool groups, I think a lot of parents think it's either feeling this way or not homeschooling.
Yeah.
Like, it's just got to be like this.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be.
Right. I also think like this happens in any job or profession.
Right.
And this is our job. So
In life.
Yeah, in life. Yeah. I remember being a teacher and feeling this way. But unfortunately, when you are working for somebody else and in this other system, you can't take the break that you need.
Yeah.
You can't do a reset. You know, you have to wait until Christmas break or spring break or summer. And so I think that is one of the benefits of homeschooling is that we can do that. We can we can give ourselves the reset that we need.
Absolutely. So, Angela, what do you think what does a reset look like to you? What is it?
Well, I feel like it's a lot of different things, and we can maybe get into more in depth with these later, maybe.
Yeah,
But I feel like it can be many different things. It can be taking a break. It can be trying something new, and that could be a variety of things. That could be new curriculum. It could be ditching the curriculum and doing something new, like getting outside a lot. It could be taking a new class. It could be going on a vacation. It could be, doing nothing. It could be doing nothing. It could be going to see more movies, like saying, we're going to go see a movie every day this week.
Right.
Yeah, it could just be lots of, I would say mostly changing things up, trying something new. And I feel like it can be for a day. Like maybe a day is all you need. Now, I usually need more than a day.
Right.
But it could be a day, a week, or it could be longer. It could be a month, or it could be a couple months. It's just whatever you feel you need to do.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of the same things. For me, it's a break in our regular routine. So sometimes that means less academics. Sometimes it means just different academics, but a lot of times it's less.
Yeah.
It might be more activities, more activity, and less desk work or something like that.
Right.
A lot of times it's less structure, I think. It's more maybe self-directed versus mom-directed things. Yeah. So.
Yeah, or maybe I just thought of this too. It could be, sometimes I do this with no screen time. Like, I feel like that's a reset too.
That is a reset.
Like for the next week or day or 2 days or whatever. We're not having any screen time.
Yeah.
I feel like
and I think it can go the other way too.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
Because we work so hard on rules, making these rules to make everything, a healthy environment. So you can have screen times these times during the week. And then maybe you need to reset where you're like, today it's like a free for all.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever works. Or we're going to, like you did this week. We're going to watch 2 movies today.
Yep.
And that is not normal. Ever.
Right.
But it's something out of the norm, I think, doing something that's probably special or, something like that. So, and I loved that you said you have to think about how long you need this. You can't, I don't think a reset can just be like, well, resets are a day, always.
Right.
And sometimes that's great. Sometimes that's all you need. But definitely for me, sometimes I need a week or a month.
Longer.
Yeah. And that's okay. It is okay.
I mean, think about, that's kind of what summer break is, traditionally.
That's true.
Big reset for everybody.
That's a really big one.
Yeah. And that's a good amount of time sometimes.
Yeah.
So sometimes it needs to be a couple months long.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I kind of wish summer break would be like, I wish we can do it however we want because we're homeschooling, right?
Yeah.
But because it's the social norm, we kind of go along with it.
Yep.
A lot of times. So I wish the social norm were more more resets throughout the year, more longer resets. So maybe a month here, a month there, a month there.
Yeah.
That would be ideal for me.
Right.
And we can do that. And sometimes we just take those months.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I think what's hard about where we live is that the summer is like the most beautiful time outside. And so you just want to soak it up.
Soak it.
You don't want to be like doing school. So
it's true.
So that's why I tend to take a longer break in the summer.
Oh, yes. I know. It is so true.
So, Maren, what are some reasons why do you think a reset is important? Or why do you think it is that you need one?
Yeah. So I think that we can tend to feel normalized wherever we are. So we've picked a curriculum, we've picked a routine, and we're just going along doing it. And then it starts to become so normal to us that we think we need to do more. And then we add a little more. And then we think that when we get normalized to that, and then we think we need to do a little more and a little more. And pretty soon we are loaded with so much to do. And we've put so much on our plate, and we are heavy with, the responsibilities we've put on ourselves, I think. And so I think a reset clears that all out. You can just clear that all off and go back to zero, and then you can start loading up again as needed. Otherwise you are just completely burdened.
Yeah. I had not thought about that. That is really insightful. Because so I have some things that we just do even when we're doing a reset.
Yeah.
Which I probably shouldn't, right? I mean, I don't know.
What are you talking about? What kind of things?
Well, like I call it morning stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like a 45-minute process of me reminding the kids to do all their things.
Right.
And, it's like
chores?
Chores.
Okay.
Brushing their teeth and...
Yeah. Well, we do need to brush our teeth every day. That... We can't really not do that.
Yeah.
Although, what if you just said, let's not brush our teeth this morning? Like once.
Yeah.
Even just once.
Wow.
It would be like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
It'd be exciting if you only did it once.
I don't know. I feel like that. And then sometimes I think, even though we're not doing stuff today, I still want to read.
I
still do that.
I agree. I feel the same way.
But then that's not a real break because by that time it's like 10:30.
I know.
And, half the day is gone.
Well, and I tend to feel like if I don't read to my kids every day, something terrible is going to happen.
We're going to forget that we enjoy it. That's what my fear is.
Yeah.
Or they'll grow up in that time period and be like, oh, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. We're not doing that. It's true.
Yeah.
But even just for a little while, it might be okay if that's what you need.
Yeah.
I think it's so personal. Everybody needs to decide what they need to reset on.
Right.
And like for me, my kids still need to do chores.
Yeah.
And that's because I don't want to clean out the dishwasher.
Right. Otherwise you have to do it all. So
So that's not really a reset for me if I'm doing all the work during the reset.
Right.
So life still happens and we still have to take care of things.
Right.
But it is I just think academically speaking, the things that I'm kind of imposing on my kids that I just think those are my expectations, not even theirs. So I need to just like give them a break from those things for a while.
Right. So
Yeah.
I really like that idea of us being because I see what you're saying. Like I'm normalized to these things that we do every day. And when I really peel back, that kind of gives me then the opportunity to add things in as I see fit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I think in the episode where we talked about where we don't live up to our ideal homeschool, it was episode 58. We talked about how looking at our long range goal for our family and our kids is so important because then we don't get caught up in the things that are unimportant or less important to us. And we can kind of reevaluate. Right. And we need to reevaluate or otherwise we get locked in to things that aren't even that important to us.
Right. We need to gain that perspective.
Yes, we need the perspective.
And you can't do that when you're in it.
Nope.
Right.
I mean, it's very difficult. You have to get up and look long range.
Right. Right. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say, the other reason I think we need a reset is if you're tired, you need a break.
Yeah.
You need rest. Period. I mean,
Absolutely.
that is a good enough reason.
Right.
When someone is tired, well, and not even when you're tired, you need
No.
rest anyway.
Yeah.
You need rest. We all do.
We talk about how our kids need time to fiddle around with things and
Yeah.
let their mind wander.
Yeah.
And that's when all these great ideas happen. That happens with adults too.
Yeah. Right. You have to give yourself that time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And then also another great reason for taking a reset is just to find joy again. You might not be finding joy in what you're doing every day, or you might be slightly like, oh, this curriculum is not bad. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I like the book we're reading. It's good. But to find maybe your family needs an adventure or or not. Depends on what you and your family need. But, a lot of times for us it's an adventure. And that is a different kind of joy.
Right.
So,
yeah. Well, you know that feeling when things are clicking really well and the
Right.
whole family's just really into this.
Yep.
And you're really enjoying it, like you said, finding joy. And then when you're not. So
right. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and we do need to find joy more often, probably.
Just in life.
In life.
general. Yeah.
For sure. But a reset is a great time to reconnect with that again.
So where my family is at right now is that I think I talked about this on the podcast because we always talk it out. But
Yep.
I think it was around Christmas time. I'm sure it was around Christmas time. I was needing to sign my kids up for more stuff
Right.
because it was winter. They were fighting a lot and we were just home and together a lot. And so I was like, we got to get them out of the house and sign up for more stuff.
Yeah.
And so as what happened is what tends to happen is that I, in that time period and in that frame of mind, signed them up for too much stuff.
Yeah. This is what happens.
This is what happens. And this
It
is what
totally
I
does.
fear. But at the time, I don't think it. So now my kids they're in some extra classes. They do our co-op. They're doing some other classes and a couple online things. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, we have
This escalated quickly.
We have a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I did not mean for this to happen, but for various reasons, we're kind of stuck with it. And so, and then what also happened is we went to Arizona. So this all plays into my little scenario. We went to Arizona for a week, which was refreshing. It was a good reset, but I felt very busy and I came home tired. And then we had to travel for a funeral, which was unexpected and it took, time.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
because of those two things, I felt like we weren't doing much school. I'm putting quotes around that. We weren't doing much school.
Yeah.
And so my tendency in that time is to go, well, we've already had breaks. We've already had a couple breaks now, and we need to get back to doing more school.
Right. Except those breaks didn't feel like breaks to you.
Right.
At all.
And now we're in all these other classes, and I feel like we need breaks. So I feel like my first tendency was to say, no, we need to buckle down and do our curriculum that that is important. We need to do these things. And now I've realized in the last couple days, oh, no, wait. I think I realized this 2 days ago. We need an all-out break. If all we do is the classes that we're in right now, that's a lot.
It's so much, Angela.
It's a lot, and it's enough. And my kids were just in this play, all three of them, where they had practice every night.
There's so much learning.
So much.
There.
So much is going on. They had practice every night, and they had shows all weekend, and they're tired too. And
Absolutely.
you know what they need? They need more time with friends. They need more time to just tinker around with like their things they want to tinker around with.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And so I am giving them that. I am for the
that's such a gift.
For the foreseeable future. I don't know how long we are doing nothing besides the things that we've signed up for, which is actually a lot. So we're doing a lot, but we're doing nothing else extra.
Well, and when you say nothing else extra, it's just like nothing that you're planning for them. They're probably still doing a lot.
They're still learning a lot.
they're still doing so much.
They're
I
doing
mean,
a lot.
and you've provided that. And I think what we forget is just because I'm not in front of them teaching them something directly, that doesn't mean I'm not, they're not doing anything. Or,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
because you've provided that environment.
Right. I
You've
know.
worked so hard on that.
I know. The other thing is, I can tend to tell myself this, and I wonder if anybody else feels this way. I would love to hear if you do. But my daughter is almost 13. She's in 7th grade, so I feel like she's not just like this little kid anymore who can like get away with playing. She has things she has to learn, like
right
math, or or. I don't know. I feel like the stakes are higher a little bit. In my mind, I can tell myself that.
Sure.
But really, when I step back and look at the big picture, I am confident she is learning what she needs to be learning right now.
Absolutely.
I am really confident with that. It's just,
I mean, you thought that when she was 6.
Yeah.
And something changes. I think sometimes something changes.
Yeah.
You're like, well, is she really doing it at 13? Yeah, she really is.
She is. She
is. Mm-hmm.
She's doing a lot. But I don't know. I guess because the outside world says differently.
Right.
And so it's really hard for me to remember that. And I can imagine it's only going to get worse for me. Like when she's in 10th grade.
Yeah.
Are we going to be taking lots of breaks? I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be difficult for me.
Yeah. I mean, and we can she probably still she'll need to learn things, obviously.
Yeah.
And she probably will. And the thing is, it'll be effective learning when she's ready for it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And when she wants to learn it.
You're right.
So it could either be ineffective learning now
Yep.
or effective learning in 2 years or whatever.
Yeah. I'm very, I mean, she is such an eager learner. She loves to learn. And so
Aw.
really this is not I have the best case scenario.
That's just awesome.
She's very self-motivated. So,
oh my goodness.
I know.
Yeah, you've got it. And you're doing such a good job.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And by taking the breaks, you're giving her space to learn too.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, I feel the same way as you a lot because if we're not doing our, quote unquote schoolwork or curriculum, then how can we be justified to take a break? Right?
Right.
That's what I think all the time.
Right.
Because we don't do a lot of that anyway. We don't do a lot of curriculum, so how can I be justified to take a break from curriculum or whatever else?
Right.
But it's not just that. It's just taking a break from some responsibility. Some responsibilities, some focus, some attention, on
the mental pressure
certain
that you
things.
put on yourself to probably
Right.
get that done.
That's what it is. It's the mental pressure.
Yeah.
That just needs to get, what do you call that?
You need to release yourself of that mental pressure.
Release it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's all just agree that we all need to do that.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of, academic plan you are on.
Yeah.
We all need that pressure release.
Right. And we have some friends who do the 6 week on and 1 week off.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really smart, I feel like, because you're building in that break automatically.
Yes. Yep.
I've thought about doing that. I may do that.
I think I should do that.
Yeah.
now that I've been, homeschooling for a while, I think that is smart. Even though what I think is we don't really need a break after 6 weeks. This is what I used to think.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really need a break after 6 weeks. We're not on a high pressure situation anyway. So I think we're going to be good. But no, it's not always just like stopping everything. It's just changing things too sometimes. So maybe we just change things for a week.
Mm-hmm. Well, or what I used to think was, I don't want to take the break after the 6 weeks because what if something happens in the middle, like we're going on a vacation or we have a funeral or whatever. These things come up, and then that's your break, and then but really that's not your break.
No, it's not.
It's not your break. You still need that 1 week, or you still need that other time off.
I feel like vacations for us or trips, those are heavy learning times.
Oh yeah.
Those are intense learning times. It's not
very.
a vacation. It's not a vacation from learning. I think it's
Right.
almost more intense because
Yeah.
it's a new situation, a new place.
Yep.
You're learning so many things all the time
Yep.
and working. Your mind is working.
Right.
So,
Right.
all right. So Angela, how do you specifically get a reset? Like, what does it look like for your family when you do that?
Well, right now it looks like I'm not doing the routine. I'm not like putting a routine on the whiteboard. I'm not putting a
Yeah.
schedule on the whiteboard. I'm
Yeah.
not having our normal routine. We are still doing our morning things,
Sure.
like chores. But other than that, we are not, it's not like my normal routine of the day. And then we are doing just nothing. I mean, and we have things.
Sounds nice.
We have things. Like this morning we had an appointment, and I mean there's always things that are happening.
Yeah.
But because I'm releasing myself of that pressure to do like anything parent led, which like you've talked about, we don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I'm releasing myself of that pressure. I'm releasing myself of the pressure to read aloud. And
Yep.
so I'm giving my kids the opportunity to be creative.
Yeah.
And I've said, like today I said, no, it's different every day. Monday they had lots of screen time. And then Monday night they look like zombies.
Yeah.
And then now today I've said, oh no, now we're not doing any screen time today. I want you to do other things.
Yeah.
Find other things to do. And
Right.
I think it can be either.
Yep.
We've been watching a lot of movies. I've been really inspired by the Oscars and the $5 Tuesdays at our theater.
I'm really inspired by that too.
So we're seeing lots of movies. Like
Yeah.
I said, my kids are taking classes. So I feel like this is giving me a chance, like you were saying, to step back and look at the big picture and to see how we want to move forward when we're done with this break.
Yeah. Yes. So good.
Yeah. How about you? What does your break look like?
Yeah. So for us, taking a reset is probably getting out and doing fun things.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big part of it. And I mean, the tricky part is there's 6 of us in our family.
Yeah.
And, during a normal homeschool day, it's 5 of us. And so some people are going to love that and some people aren't going to love it as much. But I think because I love it, they're going to see that, and they play along very well.
Oh, yeah. They catch your enthusiasm.
And so it needs to go both ways too, because there are a lot of things they love to do that I am not into.
Yeah.
For example, Mall of America. I was not into that.
Yeah.
But I just knew that is something that I would normally say no to.
Yep.
I've never said yes to Mall of America. I dislike it so much. My husband will bring the kids to Mall of America, but I do not anymore. So when it was homeschool week at Mall of America, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to say yes to this.
Yeah.
And the kids were floored because they know how I feel about the Mall of America. So that was a good reset for us. We did something so special that I would never have normally said yes to. So saying yes to something that I usually say no to is a big one.
Yeah.
So then, and when when I'm willing to bend to some of their interests like that, then they're oftentimes more willing to bend to my interests too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it helps.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, more self-directed versus mom-directed. So it's just projects. Like, what are you interested in doing today? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to play dolls all day? Go for it.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Do it. Create a whole world of dolls. Just do that. And kind of just letting it linger. And if they need a break, letting the doll world sit there for an hour, and not cleaned up. And then they can return to it and keep going.
Right.
Or, the army guys all over our living room. Things like that. So
that is so good.
Yeah. I mean, because it's real hard to have a whole room taken up by something. But sometimes kids need that.
They need that time and space.
They need that time and space. Yeah. So, yeah. And then also we have a reset where, I put some of our games away.
Oh.
And I'll take out something that we haven't played for a long time. Or what I've done recently is just I've pared down. Like I have taken everything out of, a certain homeschool shelf. I took almost everything out and put just things they're interested back in this homeschool shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Things they want to do. There's science kits that have been buried for 2 months, and art supplies and things like that that I just know are high interest, instead of things that I want them to be interested in.
Yeah.
And that was a reset, because usually that shelf just looks like, I gotta get to that stuff. And now it's kind of more like, hey, when you have time, you get to go find something to do, and it'll be fun.
Yep.
So, that's what our resets look like normally.
Yeah. I love that, Maren. It sounds like, what I liked about hearing what you had to say was that it sounds a little different from what I'm doing.
Yeah. Right.
And so, the reset needs to fit your personality and your family's personality and what was going to work for you. And so I would just suggest, if you are feeling like you need a reset because you are any of these things, tired, on edge, bored, thinking of sending your kids to school, when that happens.
Yep.
Take some time out to think about what you really need and give yourself that reset.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on to loving this week?
Yes, LTW. Angela, what are you loving this week?
Okay. I am loving. So, okay. As some of you might know, I'm on this really restrictive diet because I've had some health stuff. Okay. So I'm not eating anything fun, which kind of stinks, but I've been doing it for a while and it's working. And so I'm going to keep doing it. But one of the things I can't eat is dairy. And so I found this, it's almond milk cream cheese. Sounds gross.
No, actually, I'm interested.
It tastes pretty much like cream cheese. It's from the brand Kite. Oh
yeah.
I saw somebody else recommend it. And
I've tried. Was it our favorite little bits of real food?
No.
Oh, she likes Kite Hill.
Oh, does she?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched her much lately.
Oh, okay.
Have you been watching her?
I watch less of her.
Oh, okay.
But I do still like her.
Yeah, I still like her too.
Yeah.
No, didn't see that.
That's an Instagram follow, by the way.
Little bits of real food.
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Okay, anyway, keep going.
Yeah. No, I saw it from somebody else on Facebook. And so I've tried, there's this brand called Daya.
Okay.
It's like, fake cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a cream cheese and it's not good in my opinion. And so I had tried that before and it was bad. And I was like, oh, I'm just probably not going to eat cream cheese. But then I tried this Kite Hill. It's really good. So I mix it with my ranch dressing mix, which is just a bunch of seasonings. Mix it all in there.
Ooh.
Have an almond flour cracker. It's really
nice.
good. It's an actual treat.
And
which I don't have much of.
For almond flour crackers,
yes.
What's your favorite?
I like the Simple Mills.
Oh, yes. Those are so good.
Yeah. And I don't eat too many of those because I can't handle too much almond flour. And this is a lot of the almond milk cream cheese.
Yeah.
And then the almond flour cookies or crackers. So I don't eat too much of that.
Right.
But it is a nice treat that I can give myself. So
good. You need a little
really
indulgence.
That's great. Yeah. And I was thinking if there's any recipes that need cream cheese, I could totally use this. I can't think of what they would be, but it would be a great replacement. It's the same consistency as cream cheese.
I wonder if we have any listeners who would also have some great recommendations. If you do, you should DM us or post it in our group. That would be great.
Yeah, would love to hear it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. How about you, Maren? What are you loving this week?
I'm loving the movie. It's a movie.
Yep.
Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
It was so great. So my husband and I went.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually at this movie theater where it was, they called it a bistro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I almost have to go see it again because there was a lot of action in the movie theater. There was a waitress and she was, I don't know, taking orders and stuff. So I missed some of it, but oh my goodness. It was so good.
Yeah.
The action was just very action packed. The acting was great. The storyline was wonderful. I loved having the women, in very important roles. It was just great. And I'll tell you, my husband is big into the Marvel comics and all the action movies, all the superhero movies. And so I've seen my share. And some are hit and some are miss. And this is definitely a hit. It was so right on.
Yeah. So. I agree. I just saw it last night. We took the whole family went, and it was really, really good. Yeah, we loved it.
And was it good for your whole family?
Everybody, 13, I'm sure.
11, and 9.
Almost 13, 11, and 9.
Yeah.
I think it's rated PG-13, but when you're youngest,
I know
your youngest doesn't really follow those rules like your oldest.
I know, totally. In fact, we've considered bringing our 7-year-old.
Yeah,
and then I was like, no, what? I can't do that. But
I mean, everybody has different
I know, it's
comfort levels
so true.
With this.
It'd be okay.
I was comfortable with it because my son has seen lots of action PG-13 type movies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was fine with it. Although I did shut my eyes a few times myself.
Yeah.
In some of the fighting scenes.
Yeah, and the graphics were just amazing.
I know.
Too.
It was amazing. And I loved the scenery and the costumes.
Yeah.
And I just think seeing women and people of color represented in powerful roles in a movie, to me, I think I told you this a while ago when I was considering bringing my kids, that outweighs any of the action. I feel like it's important for them to see that. So that's why I brought them.
Absolutely. It was such an empowering movie.
Yeah.
All around. I felt so good about myself leaving the movie. And I just think I hope everybody did. I think they did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate it so much. You can find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram at Homeschool Unrefined. You can find the show notes on our website at homeschoolunrefined.com, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Homeschool Unrefined was created by Maren and Angela Sizer. Thanks to Gambler's Daughter for providing the music for our show. You can find Gambler's Daughter at facebook.com/gamblersdaugghtermusic.